Alright guys, what's up? It's SHAREfactory here and welcome back to the channel. Or should I say to myself, welcome back to the channel, as I've been gone for the past 4 days. But I have a good reason for that. It's a personal reason. Man, I went to another city here in Finland to see my best friend. And I went there with a few of my friends and we celebrated his birthday with the gang and we just had a fun weekend together. I went there on Thursday noon and came back yesterday Sunday evening, and that's why I haven't been uploading at all. But now as I'm home, I'm getting back into these things, and for sure daily uploads will be coming back. 4 days, I do apologize for that, but real life goes first and this is just a hobby. So but now today we are taking a look at top 5, or my top 5. This is my opinion, so trigger warning. This is my top 5 worst basic trainings in the game, and I try to tell you guys why do I think these are the worst, and if you guys like some of these or if you think something else is bad, just let me know in the comment section. I will gladly have a conversation with you guys. But without further ado, let's start this top 5 worst basic trainings. Alright, so to kick off this list, number 5, the 5th worst basic training in my opinion in the game is serrated. So what serrated does is take a melee weapon as primary and melee faster. Bonus 2 throwing knives and 2 tacticals. So you may be thinking, Harry, what's wrong with that? If you want to shovel, that's your best bet. Exactly. I know that this is one exception, kind of like an exception on this list. This is not a bad, or well, it is a bad basic training, but what it does it very, very well. It does exactly that. You have a shovel as a primary and you melee faster. It's a noticeable faster, but still when you launch into someone, you still get stuck on him. The animation is shorter, but it's still, you get stuck. So I'm not even sure is it worth if you're shoveling to have this on, because you still get stuck on the person you're shoveling. So what's wrong with this perk is just it's so situational, and it's only for one playstyle, the melee weapon playstyle, and the melee weapon is just it's for fun. I get it, and I like that they did something for the shovel, but still I don't think that it's worth spending your, well, actually maybe it is worth spending your basic training while you are shoveling, as you can use the mountain or airborne. But if you're using like on airborne, then I just if you're using airborne, I could say that just use the flanker or whatever it is that gives you ghost while moving, or if you're using mountain, just use energetic that you can run sooner. So I don't think it's not a bad, well, it is a kind of bad, but also the 2 throwing knives. I don't know what's up with the throwing knives in this game, but they don't seem to be in sync with the little dot or the aim where you're aiming them, or they are so slow. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they just don't feel right. And serrated, it's a bad basic training, but it does what it's supposed to do. And if you're shoveling them, maybe serrated is a good choice, but otherwise I would never even think about this basic training, and it's kind of like a waste of space for me. And coming in at number 4, we have the good old duelist. Duelist is a really weird basic training, as it kind of works like an attachment. So what duelist does is you can take akimbo pistols as a secondary, and you also get extra pistol ammo when you spawn. So I have to ask Sledgehammer Games one thing. Why the fuck is akimbo attachment for pistols a basic training? Why is it not an attachment? If I want to use a pistol with akimbo, I have to give up hustle, rifleman. Actually, rifleman doesn't work even. Primed, ordnance, gunslinger, whatever, undercover, or whatever else there may be. I just don't see the appeal of this. I know that it's supposed to be fun and you're not a competitor with akimbo pistols, and don't get me wrong, the akimbo pistols are really strong, but still I would never even think about using this basic training, because just think about what you have to give up just to get akimbo pistols. I think it's a stupid move. I think pistols may, if they didn't want to make it more accessible, then just prestige pistols once. Every single pistol prestige them once, and you could get a akimbo attachment for your pistols. I just think it's dumb. That is a basic training. I would never use this one. It's a waste, and it's coming at number 4. And coming in at number 3, this was close. Either it was the Duelist or Scoped. I decided to use Scoped, but hey, don't stay in your paths. Let me just explain. So what Scope does is, while aiming down sights, have less idle sway and move faster. So you have like Stock or Stalker from WW2, and also you have less idle sway. Why it is at number 3 in my list? Well, it's just because well, I'm that kind of a player that really doesn't feel the idle sway with a regular gun. Even with like M1 or SVT, well, SVT doesn't even have any idle sway, but like SMGs or ARs or LMGs, I don't really mess with or miss with my shots because of idle sway. I don't even notice that while I'm playing this. I rarely just keep my sights up. I usually rush all the time, so I would never use this one because idle sway is not a problem with me, and if I wanted to move faster, I could just use the infantry division, which I already use the most probably. So the one thing is that its name is Scoped. And why did I put Car 98K gameplay in the background is because it just doesn't work with sniper rifles. So while I think you get this I don't know. I was about to say that you would get this from prestiging your mountain, but I think you get the flanker or whatever. But so its name is Scoped. I was thinking about maybe it's like a ballistic calibration, or maybe even half of it. And I do apologize that I didn't have a side-to-side comparison with and without Scoped. I forgot to do that. I do apologize for that, but you just take my word or go to see yourself. It's the exactly same idle sway with snipers, with or without Scope. So Scope doesn't do anything for you other than it allows you to move faster while aiming down sights. And that I'm a huge sniper on this game. I love sniping on this game. Plus the idle sway with regular guns is not a problem for me. So that's why Scoped is, I hope they are, I don't know if it's intentional or if it's a bug, but still I think it should have at least something for snipers as well. And that's why, because it's a waste. It's actually a waste. It's the worst fucking thing ever for snipers, and that's why it's coming in at number 3. The number 2 spot goes to Inconspicuous, and this sounds probably very weird, but let me just explain. Inconspicuous does quieter movement and walk fast while crouched. So you will move faster. You kind of get a stalker while not aiming down the sights and while you are crouched. That's whatever. The main selling point of this perk or basic training is quieter movement. So it's not quiet movement or silent movement like it is on the mountain division. It's just quieter movement. So Exclusive Ace actually did a great video about this one. I think it was Exclusive Ace. Whatever. But what it does is when you are crouch walking, you are completely silent. I think you are completely silent even while you are normally walking, but as soon as you sprint, you are just a little less audible. And that's, for me, that's really bad, because I used this perk and I thought that maybe I'm almost completely inaudible, but people still turned on me because they heard me a mile away while I was even walking. And especially when I rushed or sprinted, they would hear me, and that's why it's not worth it, because it's really not letting you to stay more silent or sneaky. If you were to pick a perk or a basic training for being a sneaker, just use the, I think it's, I don't even know, is it a flanker that gives you the ghost? Yeah, it does. So that's what I would go for, because inconspicuous is just not worth it, because people who have headset will still hear you. You are only inaudible when you are crouch walking, and that's probably what they were going for, because you walk faster while you are crouching. But I don't want to fucking crouch walk all over the place while I'm playing Call of Duty just so I can keep my footsteps quiet. That's stupid. I think, well, probably this doesn't need a buff, but it's still not worth, at least for me, especially for, well, maybe it's for a camper or a slow moving person this may be worth it, but for a rusher like me, it's not worth it, because I'm rushing all over the place. I'm sprinting, and that's why it's really not going to help me, and that's why it is here at number 2. And finally, the number 1, the worst basic training, at least for me in this game, is Bang. What Bang does is take a Mark II fragmentation as lethal and an extra piece of tactical equipment. The Mark II fragmentation is alright. The frag is it's decent. But what if you wanted to use an S-mine? What if you wanted to use the sticky bomb? What if you wanted to use a satchel charge? Well, you are using Bang basic training. You can't use any of that. You are stuck with the fragmentation. You are using the frag, well, no matter what. But that's not even the worst part. That's not even the bad part. I mean, that's alright. I don't care about that one, because frag is actually good. But the fucking, take an extra piece of tactical equipment. Why would you ever give up what you have on this list? You have 21 basic trainings, and you would use Bang just so you can use 2 tactical grenades. You could use 2 smokes. You could use 2 the flash grenades, whatever they are. You could use 2 gas grenades or 2 stun grenades. Why would you ever use this perk or basic training? Because if you want to frag on your class, just pick up the fucking frag. If you want 2 tacticals, use Expeditionary Division. It also gives you 2 lethals, in my opinion. Yeah, it does. So it's already much better than this one. So if you want to use Bang, just so you can do like certain challenges or such, but with Bang you can resupply your tacticals or lethals. If you want to do your challenges while with tacticals and lethals, use your Expeditionary Division. It gives you 2 lethals, your choice of lethals, by the way. This gives you only 1 frag, and it also gives you 2 tactical grenades of your choice. Plus, you can resupply them from killed enemies. With Bang, you cannot do that. I would never use this one. This is a piece of shit. It's horrible. It needs to, at least it needs to be able to resupply. I know that it would be really frustrating if people would just resupply them, but give resupply for gun kills. And there you go, that's your Bang. That's even better. I would still not use it, but at least it would be better. Now it's just horseshit. Don't use that, it's a waste of your time. And there you go, that's the top 5 worst basic trainings on this game. This is just an experiment video. I don't know if I'm going to do these regularly, these top 5s. This was quite a long video, my bad. I will try to keep them shorter in the future, but let me know your worst. Let me know your top 5, top 3 or top 1 worst basic training in this game down in the comment section. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like any of these basic trainings I talk about in this video, just let me know in the comment section. Let me know why you like them, and maybe I will try them out and see if they are any good. And well, that's everything for me. My name is Harry Kehevo, and I do thank you guys once again very much for watching, and I do apologize for the 4-day delay of content.